The top of the slide is completely solid. It has an ejection port. What? An ejection port. Why? Good question. Maybe because they want to be different. The Kimber R7 Mako Nutnfancy tabletop review happens right now. Thanks for clicking on the video. Thanks for watching my videos. Thanks for subscribing. Hitting that notification bell at the very least. Consider being a long-term donor. Link below. This video exists because of my awesome donation clubhouse. Thank you guys and gals who belong to my donation service. They paid all the bills to make this review come to life. Gasoline, food, ammunition paid for by donors. Thank you so much. But back to being different. First, I want to say this. It's good that Kimber is awake. Do you know what I mean? I think of Kimber kind of like CRKT, Columbia River Knife and Tool. They make some great designs, but for years they just kind of sat around. Nothing happened. You know, the years ticked by. They rehashed old designs. Meanwhile, the competition, tearing it up. Kimber was asleep at the wheel. So we can say what we want about the R7 Mako. It shows that Kimber has awakened from a deep slumber. So, round of applause for Kimber, at least from me. It's great to see. It gives us more options in a very competitive market, and that is subcompact carry 9s. Man, do we have some great guns to choose from. Is this one of them? Well, you're watching the video to find out, no doubt. Like always, I tell you the truth. I tell you about my shooting experience. I'll cover some of the features. May forget a thing or two, and then I'll let you know would I buy myself an R7 Mako to put in a very serious philosophy of use. Back to being different though. Yeah, it ejects out the side, and you asked why, and that is a good question. This, by the way, is a very well put together advertisement out of a gun magazine, I think American Rifleman. Awesome. Join the NRA, stay current. They have clout. Few other gun organizations do. Yeah, I like this ad. It's good. And it shows the gun, great colors, big, bold type. Well done. Here's a real gun. Ejects out of the side. Why? Well, I'm not the expert, but from my understanding, they're saying it's going to be a stronger slide due to the cutout for the optics mount. Kimber is saying that some of the other guns, and this is Kimber, not me, some of the other guns might be weaker because of their deepened optics cutout in the slide. With a fully enclosed slide, it's more rigid, stronger, says Kimber. That's the first thing I understand. Also, they're saying it helps keep the red dot cleaner since you don't have stuff coming out of the top of the barrel. You know, gas, particulates, stuff like that. To be honest, I've never found that to be a problem with any red dots I've shot with tilting barrel designs. I'm just talking about locking in the top of the slide. It's a la SIG. Never been a problem, but that's what they're saying. You know, and then I guess, you know, maybe better accuracy, because if we jump into features real quick, and I'll roll in a photo, the locking on this enclosed slide, Kimber R7 Mako, is accomplished by a barrel lug. It's a big old barrel lug on the top of the barrel. It mates into the receiver, and supposedly that gives you a more consistent, better lockup, says Kimber. I will show you the accuracy. I'll make my own judgment. Into the reasons that I know about of why they would do an enclosed slide design. Well, I have one more. This is theoretical though. This isn't from Kimber. I think being different is exactly what they wanted to do. They want to stand out from the market and step ahead by being different. And it is a competitive market. And maybe they can, in the consumer's minds, and I do talk about this, like consumer psychology, that they go, well, if we can convince the consumer that this is a better design, a side ejecting subcompact carry pistol, then we'll have a corner on the market. So maybe that's the real reason, just to be different. I do congratulate them in not copying anyone.
Sights.
Most of the guns I'm bringing to table in this segment are copying, guess what?
Awesome sights.
That's right, the P365. Here in my beloved Kuziak leather holster, link below. TNPRs are buying the Kuziak leather product. They are made in America, made to order. It will take you about 2 weeks to get it. But man, are they awesome. So this is my Kuziak leather. This is a Tac Pack P365. Most of the guns I'm bringing to table are copying this gun in one form or another. Not the R7 Mako. So congratulations on that. That's good. Philosophy of use. Standard subcompact carry. I'm going to throw this in, starting with this GRV. I've been doing some gear checks on TNPRs. One, I can't post because a hard drive crashed, probably along with a lot of footage of shooting this gun, and I'm not going to redo it. Yeah, I know. There's a reason why the backup didn't work. I'll let you in on it in the years to come. But in checking TNPRs, I'm seeing a lot of guys favor an optics carry pistol. Optics equipped carry pistol. I'm seeing it a lot. So that means you guys love it. So congratulations to the R7 Mako for coming out from the box outfitted with this Crimson Trace CTS 500 3 MOA red dot, ready to rock and roll. That is another good thing that Kimber has done with the Mako. They're not the only ones, but I think this trend is going to catch on. Not the red dot, but I'm saying outfitting it from the box for the end consumer with a red dot so he doesn't have to fool around with it. I actually like that option. I'll say what I've always said about red dots. For me, I don't feel a need for them. I shoot well without them. If I'm going beyond probably 25 yards, I would like a red dot. I've always said that. It's better for longer range shots. This is a subcompact personal defensive pistol. Its use will be within 7 yards, probably 3 yards, says me. Actually says the statistics. Check them out. But there it is. You got and this is the equipped version out of box, the R7 Mako. Checked out from Gunnies, the great American gun store. Go say hi to Wyatt and Ron, buy stuff from them. And if you want a really cool out the front auto, go check out their selection of Cobra Tech knives. You don't have to fill out any paperwork at all, and they are sweet OTF knives. Yep, almost as good as a Microtech. If you're a knife guy, you should be. If you're a gun guy, you should be a knife guy. On we go to philosophy of use. So it will be standard, and like I'm saying, a lot of you guys are carrying subcompacts with red dots outfitted on them. I get it. Other than that, it's standard for a carry pistol. No need to elaborate on it. I've talked about it so much. On to features we go. As soon as I picked up the R7, I actually liked it a lot. It felt right. It felt good in hand. It balances well. It has a fantastic grip. And I'm just going to start calling this sandpaper texturing. I should have done that a long time ago. Sandpaper texturing on the R7 Mako. It's that beautiful stippling we see on the best pistols nowadays. It has caught on. And notice how on the R7, it goes all over the frame. Look at that. So one of my rants is that I don't like it when the top portion is smooth. Because a lot of guys are shooting with thumbs parallel like this, right? You want to lock it in right here. It shouldn't be smooth there. But fantastic traction. Really good traction. High undercut on the polymer frame of this striker fired pistol. Really nice. The grip is fantastic. The magazine release is fully ambidextrous. You do not have to swap it from one side to the next. You are stuck with that right side ejection, lefties. Yeah, and I'm talking about lefties in terms of being left-handed. Not politically. They don't watch this stuff anyhow. I don't think. Good ambi magazine release. So you could actually push it with your index finger. I don't know anybody who does that, but you could. And lefties will like it. The trigger on this thing is fantastic. The R7 Mako trigger is so fantastic. I just measured it tonight. It broke at 4 pounds 5 ounces. I think Kimber is saying it's designed to break between 5 and 6 pounds. Now, I've shot this hundreds of rounds already. Maybe it smoothed out a little bit, but man, is this a great trigger. Mrs Nutnfancy shot it. Jardine shot it. Both loved it. They're like, that is a great trigger. Let's check the reset. Very audible.
This is interesting. Being left-handed, having a high grip, the casings are actually coming out hitting my thumb.
Interesting.
Right
Good
there.
data.
Just be aware of that. It's,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. So you can see right there, that's actually from the casings.
Yep.
It's a little bit of black. Yeah, that's
It's something.
something. I don't know.
Would you buy that gun? It's about $750, I think.
Wow, really? For a
Kimbers are
polymer-
expensive,
for a
dude.
polymer
They're really
runner.
proud of their products.
Well, let's talk about this. This has a really nice grip. Texture
The grip is insane.
Yeah, and it's all over. I mean,
Yeah, they've done it
some
right.
Great grip. The irons are very visible. I don't know if you can change
I
those.
love the irons. Those are stock.
Irons are good.
That one comes with the red dot attached to it, the GT on it already.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's as
Well, the red dot is nice and clear. There's no question. It's clear and it's sharp. It's weird to shoot a red dot. We talked about this a minute ago off camera,
Yeah.
but it's I don't shoot red dots on pistols very often, but nice feature. Boy, the trigger is really, really light. I'm not saying it's bad or good or anything. I'm just saying it is very light. I don't know what it is, but it's not bad. $700.
I forget
Ballpark
exactly.
it?
It's not cheap though.
Hey, if you were looking for a compact, that's a good option. I just
I'd
that's
recommend.
the first time I've shot it. So yeah, shoot it if you could shoot it beforehand, before you buy it. Maybe shoot something at the range if they have a range gun in this model. But for me, the side ejection hitting the thumb, that's a no-go.
Yeah.
For me, being left-handed.
Yeah.
But
If you're a right-hander, I like it. I don't know if I'm in love with it. I like it. It's got some great features on it. I think it's priced a little high. I would definitely run probably 200 rounds through it to make sure it's good, because I've had some light primers on it, and then we just had a stoppage with that aluminum case.
and what, 10-round mags.
Yeah. It's a good gun.
Awesome.
Nice. Really awesome trigger. Really clean press. There's no plastic rubbing in here. Congratulations to Kimber on producing a fantastic trigger. It's on par with, get ready, Walther. Walther is like the standard setter, and also Canik at this point. Canik is doing such good triggers, like on their Mete. So they're matching that easily. The trigger is just fabulous. It has a beveling on the flat surface, safety blade a la Glock, adequate trigger guard for gloved fingers, somewhat slanted in the front. I'm not super digging that. I wish it was completely flat, and I wish they would have put that sandpaper texturing right here. Don't know why they don't do that. I don't think it would impede holstering at all. It'd be on the front. You wouldn't put it here, but on the front it'd be awesome. I still think I shot it with my, my finger resting on that. I shoot that way. I always have. But really no problems here. I do have a problem with this, a proprietary Picatinny rail. And you know what? I'm not going to give SIG a pass because they do it too. You just saw it. Here's the P365 tack pack. It has the same damn thing. It's stupid. Give us a normal pick rail. Don't give us anything proprietary. Standard is what we want. For whatever reason, they got that part wrong. One thing they did get right is they put on Glock sights. So another round of applause for Kimber and the Mako. So if you do not like these sights, which I think are absolutely fantastic, these are True Glow Tritium Pros. They're about $100 if you buy them. Metallic with a cocking shelf on the back if you didn't have the red dot mounted. These are really good sights. Really good sights. U-notch in the back. Big white circles in the back with a fluorescent red front. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see that. Because this is a presentation I make on my own pistols if I modify them. Usually I'll have white in the back when I fingernail polish it, fluorescent red on the front. And again, these are TFOs. These are tritium fiber optics. So great sights on it. If you don't like them, you can put in a Glock sight. So they did get that right. Let's take a look at the barrel. 3.4 inches, I think, is what this is. And I measured the thickness at 1.8 millimeters. Steel guide rod in here, if you care. Nice beveling on the slide. Very nice beveling. Forward and aft cocking serrations. Beveling on the top. Again, a completely enclosed slide. Do you notice something different on this side right here, dudes? Other than this, the obvious, that it's, you know, an enclosed slide, ejection port. Yeah, it's an internal extractor. Check that out. There's a roll pin that retains it. You can see the extractor in here. So kind of like a 1911 or 1911-ish. Again, they're being different. It's just a different approach. Where's my SIG? Let's look at the external extractor. This is what we're used to seeing right here, dudes, right? That. And that's awesome. To be honest, my preference is for this. A big old external extractor. I prefer this. I'm not like closed-minded. If it works perfect, then it works perfect. We'll talk about that, by the way. There's your slide release, also ambidextrous. So it does some really good ambidextrous controls. Magazine release, slide release, or slide stop, whatever you want to call it. There's your striker plate. It'll take down just like a Glock. Here's a couple photos. And you'll be able to see that locking lug in my photos there on the R7 Mako. Nice slide rails on there too. The forward one is pretty big. Really big slide rail. So that with its big barrel lug engaging into the slide, maybe gives it really good accuracy. The weight on this sucker is 23 ounces with an optic mounted on it. That's with a magazine installed. On the website, they're saying 19 ounces without a magazine. I always say, why even bother measuring it without a magazine? I don't know. I guess you're just trying to seem lighter than you are. It's in the ballpark. It is. I don't think this is a heavy pistol. And that's features as far as I see it. How did it shoot? Well, like I do in some GRVs, occasionally I'll just stop and cut directly to the field when I was shooting it. And then I'll come back. I don't know if I'll do that in this GRV. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. But in shooting the Kimber R7 Mako, initially I absolutely loved it. They say that the barrel lug is optimized for less felt recoil. Did I experience that? Hard to say. I was shooting 115s. Really, to evaluate that, you should shoot 124 plus Ps, says me. So if you shoot 124 plus Ps and you switch from gun to gun, now you have a good baseline for how a gun really recoils, how the follow-up shots happen. I didn't really do that. All I know is it shot well. It came back on sight picture quickly. It was enjoyable. Better than the competition? No. About the same. Really great trigger though. Really great trigger. And now let's look at the accuracy. Kimber R7 Mako does the solid slide, well, solid top slide, result in more accuracy? Well, here you go. This is 7 yards standing. That's a great group. Great group. Good group. I gave myself a squiggly mark there because I'm, well, insane. That's actually a good group. Good group. And this is at the range, and I think I lost that footage, so this is the stuff I've lost. I did not use the red dot on this one because they weren't co-witnessed, and I had to do that later. So I was actually shooting with the iron sights going through the optic on this grouping. That one's good. Good. I'll talk about this. Well, that's a really good group. Good group, good group, good group. So I would say that the accuracy is excellent. Better than the competition, about the same. Here's a P365, just as a reminder. I called it a standard of measure. It still is. There you go. 124 grain HP. That's the load I was talking about. I don't know if that was a plus P, though. Look at that, dude. So that is a standard P365, standard slide, open top. Shooting just as good, if not better, than the R7. So let me bottom line the accuracy. I don't think this thing is any more accurate than a normal pistol. I don't care what Kimber says. At least not in my shooting. I have an example of one. I had limited rounds that I shot. Maybe yours shoots really good. That being said, it is accurate. So, but I'm not saying it's amazing. And I have brought a couple guns to table, namely the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks are amazing. I don't know why. And the Walthers, amazing. The Canics, maybe not amazing, but very good. Okay, so accuracy established. How was the reliability? Well, initially it was good. But then I started throwing in some aluminum case rounds and some steel case rounds because that's what I had. I'm not sponsored for ammunition. And I shot a couple hundred rounds of each and I had problems. I had light primer strikes on the R7. I had a couple stovepipe failures also, and I think that was with Jardine. It might have been with the aluminum cased CCI that happened. Now, maybe you go, well, it's aluminum case. You shouldn't be shooting aluminum case out of your pistol. Just shoot brass case, brass case. Well, I had light primer strikes, not stovepipes, but light primer strikes with brass.
Wow.
And that's after full lubrication on the Kimber R7. How often did it happen? It wasn't a ton, but you'll see in the inset video it was a problem. Here's one of the rounds right here. So this is a light primer strike on a steel case out of the R7. And my feeling on this, and I've been pretty consistent over the years, if I run steel in a pistol and it has a problem with that steel ammo, I have a problem with the gun. Because that means the gun is ammo specific. Especially for a higher end carry piece. This is not an inexpensive gun. The R7 Mako is expensive. So it should feed 100% pretty much everything I throw in it within reason. An asterisk might be reloads that were done improperly. I would give it a pass, and I do and have. So if a pistol has a problem with reloads, I say as much, hey, we're shooting reloads, don't blame the pistol. But factory ammo, even if it's steel, CCI, Blazer, should run that. Should run that. No, yeah, no excuses. I won't accept any of it. You go, oh, well, you shouldn't run. No. Dude, I run, to this day, I run a CCI 115 standard pressure aluminum case round as a defensive round in several of my guns because it's so lightweight. Let's see if I have it in this one right here. I do! Awesome! Okay, so not set up. I have another competitive option I'm going to show you, and this is the load I'm talking about. So, to finish this point, though, it is a concern to me. To the point that I go, well, I ask myself, how many more rounds do I need to shoot through an R7 to make it reliable? Do I have to send it back to the manufacturer to make it reliable? And why does this gun cost so much and it's not reliable out of the box? When I can bring a lot of other guns to table, like the one I'm going to get ready to show you, and it had no such problems, even with the same ammunition. Yeah, so would I buy, as I know it right now, a Kimber R7 Mako? No, I wouldn't. It's too much money. It is different. I don't myself see that this side ejection really does much for me. In fact, I think it complicates things for me, because when I got that stovepipe, then I'm like, oh, great. Now I can't come from the top. I'm limited to an ejection port clearance drill, which is horse shit. And you guys have probably been typing this out right now. Like, yeah, man, if it jams, it's really hard jammed. Yeah, you're right. It's kind of like a bottom ejector Ithaca Model 37 shotgun. Works great right up until the point that it doesn't. If you get a hard jam in an Ithaca 37, you're going through the bottom. And good luck. Have your multi-tool, your pliers ready. Been there, done that. Competitive options. The gun that I was talking about is a Springfield Hellcat, also in a Kuziak leather holster. This is a daily carry piece. So I grab a 365, I grab a Hellcat, I grab a Glock 43. Those are really my three guns that are in rotation. Love it. So let's check out the load. This is a hot piece. It's coming out of an active Nutnfancy family system. This is the load I'm talking about. CCI aluminum case, 115 grain, standard pressure. I trust my life to this load, obviously. And guess what? Mr. Hellcat will chew it up with 100% reliability. Go watch my review on this outstanding gun. SA Hellcat. This gun should be selling as well as a P365. Now, granted, this one doesn't have the optics cut out. I don't care. Another competitive option, I'm not going to go crazy with this, otherwise the video is going to go too long, is the one you've been looking at. Still the standard of measure, the best, as far as I know, selling compact 9mm, still is a SIG P365. Oh my gosh, do I love this gun. Love this gun. Magical for me? Pretty much. I'm talking about accuracy. Both the Hellcat and the P365 are pretty much magical for me personally when I shoot them. I can really hit well with them. 7 yards, 15 yards, 25 yards, I need to slow down. Great sights, great reliability. Not super inexpensive. You get what you pay for. I wish the 365 had the sandpaper stippling. This is what I'm talking about. How it's smooth up here. I don't like how this one did it. Maybe they change it in subsequent versions. I would buy either of these guns over an R7 Mako. There's my recommendation, in case you're wondering. Now, maybe you have an R7, you shot it, it's 100% for you. Oh, dude, I don't doubt that at all. I'm not faulting you at all. All I'm doing is sharing my experience and where I'm at right now. So who knows, maybe 5 years down the road, I do an update review on the R7, I get a hold of another one and it's running great. Maybe I send this back to the factory like I used to do in the old days. And it's tuned up, it comes back, it's 100% with steel, with brass, with aluminum case. I don't do that anymore. I don't waste my time and money doing that. No, I wouldn't do it, dudes. Would not. On the table is a SafeMaker 1 push dagger, cold steel variety. I think I ought to tabletop this. I've never done that. My only beef with it is it's not double ground. It's kind of a chisel grind. Does it matter for a push dagger? Yeah, it does, because you're not going to be using it as a dagger. You're going to be using it for EDC tasks, says me. But it's pretty BA. It is. Look at the sheath it comes in, dudes. The beautiful plastic sheath that we love, the Secure-X from Cold Steel. Check it out. I'll have a link to that below. 2 Invictas on the table. One of my favorite watch brands to date. High value. These are Swiss-made, ocean-tested by myself personally. Swiss-made, pro divers with stick hands. This one's a different one, and you can see the number on it. Also ocean tested, it passed very well. This one will probably be sold out quickly because it was very inexpensive. Automatic too. Automatic. Thanks again to my donors who made this video possible. You rock. I just tell it the way it is. I roll in some funny stuff. I roll in my systems philosophy in every video, and I'm going to keep on trucking with your support. Now, if you're aiming with a red dot, both eyes open. You can use the sights too. Don't cross your thumbs. I already know you like that one. Am I right?
Yeah.
I already know what you're gonna like and what you're not gonna like.
Yes.
Are you using the red dot or no?
No.
Why? It's just more hassle to line up?
Yeah, it takes more time when I'm like...
Okay, just use the irons in. Two more mags on that one.